Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simp, and All Subjects channel. So I'm getting ready to talk about enemies. I'm getting ready to be all over the place. I'm getting ready to vent a little bit. Y'all gonna understand what I'm saying. I'm gonna make it clear. Talking about enemies. A lot of people don't understand who the enemies are and what enemies are. So they go their whole lives not enjoying life because they don't know who their enemies are. After tonight, you gonna know a little more about your enemies. And some of them, you trying to love them, but they enemies. We're gonna break down what enemies do. We're gonna talk a little more about what a two-faced person does, because that's like one of the main characteristics that you're gonna see in your enemies. So I'm gonna break this down for you. When I started applying for jobs again, this is the thing that I was kind of weary and leery about. But it's not just the job. In fact, what I'm talking about has very little to do with the people I work with, although they demonstrate some of these characters that I'm going to talk about. Some people, just like the subjects, demonstrate some of the characteristics I'm going to talk about. So first, let's talk about the Most High. Okay. I told y'all that I'm going to try not to use certain words because they're spellcasters. So I'm going to try not to use certain words. But people be quick to thank God for this, thank God for that. I thank God for having a job. I thank God for having a job that pays this much. But this job can be troublesome. And there are people who don't believe in God that have the same job. Now, what I would call abundant move of the Most High would be not having to work a job, like winning millions of dollars or inheriting millions of dollars somehow, some way, where I could just be to myself, preach, teach, do my own thing. That's where I would say, okay, the Most High just gave me the best. But having to deal with difficult people, you want to be grateful for certain aspects. And you want to focus on the aspects that you're grateful for. And not just your job, but other aspects of life as well. I'm grateful that I'm healthy. I'm grateful that I have a job. But like I said, anytime you have to deal closely with people, you gon' have enemies. There's no way around it. If you gotta talk to people on a regular basis, if you choose not to talk to people, even though you in the same proximity as them, you gon' have enemies. This ain't gonna be my shortest video. I encourage y'all to watch the whole thing. You can't watch my content without watching all of it or most of it, because you're going to miss a whole lot of stuff. Enemies is why the divorce rate is so high. People become enemies. People sometimes marry people that was behaving like enemies. An enemy is sneaky. They'll do things behind your back that if you knew they did them, you wouldn't want nothing to do with it. You pull over. You coming this way? If you knew they did it, if you knew they said it, you wouldn't want nothing to do with them. They say things that, like I said, they do things that if you knew they said it and you knew they did it, you wouldn't want nothing to do with them. That's an enemy. You wouldn't like them. You wouldn't trust them. See, most people, they'll talk behind your back because they not really strong people. They can't handle people not liking them. So they'll say things about you or me or anybody that you don't even know they said. You won't even know they said it because a lot of people in today's world, they can't handle people not liking them. Me, I don't give a bleep. I swear to you, I don't. And when I had to find out through other sources, or you giving off that negative vibe, me and you gonna be enemies. Now, all of my enemies, I'm not gonna do or say nothing to, because a lot of times it's not gonna benefit you to go back and forth with a person that's an enemy. Enemies ain't gonna help you. Enemies is not gonna mean you no good, and they not gonna do you no good because they're enemies. A woman that cheats on her husband is an enemy. From that very point that she start setting up the cheat with flirting, with emotional affairs, with sending pictures, receiving pictures, she was an enemy from that point. Y'all don't be wanting to admit it. We talked about Corey Hardrick earlier. Why would he get back with Tia? Tia is his enemy. The only thing he need to focus on is them kids. He don't need to get back with Tia. You want to have sex? Go shoot your shot until you get somebody that's going to give you some. But Tia is his enemy. She was liking people's stuff that was talking down on him. Just enemy. I can't talk too much to my enemies because I'm going to get mad. Especially over certain things. Enemies are passive aggressive. That's one of the things that's super annoying. When a person is talking slick to you or being condescending with a smile on their face, that's an enemy. Charisma, if you see this really could have been an extension of what you was asking about people who try to press your buttons and play the victim. Only enemies do that. When you know they're your enemy, don't let them inconvenience you in any way. Fight against all inconveniences from these people, because they enemies anyway. That boss did double talk. What do I call double talk? You want to lecture what people should do, and then when they do it, you don't back them, or you're like be acting lazy, like you don't want to do your part in the situation. I cannot stand that. A person that makes a mistake on the job and won't fix it, or makes him, or you in traffic, like what happened down in Texas when the guy was drunk and it was raining. He lost control of his truck and he hit me, put a big dent in my van that I had. and he was trying to deny it, I'm telling him how it went because I saw him. Some white guy comes up, they ain't had nothing to do with it. Because a lot of white people think we are their enemy, thus making them our enemy. Anybody that thinks you are their enemy is your enemy. That's why I say I judge everybody by what they do and by what they say. But I already know that racism still exists. Still exists. A person is racist against blacks is my enemy, and they're your enemy. That's just all it is to it. You can't love them. You can't befriend them. All you can do is keep living. Enjoy what you enjoy. Mind your own business. I don't try to correct people. I don't try to evangelize people. You gotta save yourself. I don't let people get over on me because I'm trying to live right by God. You still could get hurt. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. You ain't finna use the Bible to weaken me. Because all these situations can really be corrected by the Most High if He so choose. But a lot of people, they do what they do because they're enemies. People don't be wanting to admit it. You can stay positive knowing who your enemies is. You still can enjoy your life knowing who your enemies are. If you side with somebody that's against me, you an enemy. That's all it is to it. I don't care if I grew up with you or what the situation is. If whatever right is, right? Watch this. Whatever right is, if I'm going the way of right and you are trying to make it seem like I'm going the wrong way, you're an enemy. I told a dude earlier, he always trying to throw little condescending remarks and stuff towards me, right? So he gonna say, man, I'm gonna pray for you. I said, keep that. Because here's how prayer works. I'm finna show you something. This go hand in hand with what we talking about. Witchcraft people, they want you to agree with them. If they desire to hex you, they want you to agree with them. Like they'll come in and try to get some type of agreement with you. You gotta put up your spiritual barriers. So, like I explained, you discordant towards me. So your prayers ain't gonna benefit me. Anytime somebody try to tell you they gonna pray for you, that insults you, that disrespects you, or any of that, tell them you can keep that. Don't let them pray over you. I'm not praying with nobody that's against me. I don't care who you is. Not praying with you. I'm gonna pray with people that's with me. If two or more touch and agree. See, I know how this works. See, the devil be tricking people. I'm not praying with people that's against me. Sometimes you can't even pray with the people in your house. They say a family that pray together, stay together. Not if one of them is an enemy. Not if somebody got a disagreement. Listen, man, I'm telling you. I'm finna cut out a lot of people. I'm finna cut out a lot of people. I'm finna get my act together real fast because I need to be in business for myself. Ringo was talking about this, that it's not good for a person to work jobs. And one of the reasons, because you're amongst enemies. You can't get an agreement with them. Thus, not much is going to be accomplished. For this, what you got to do. Let's say you spiritual, right? I'm spiritual, you spiritual. This is what you got to do. You got to be praying. You got to pray before you go up in there. When you get your check, like if you look at your check on the screen, on the phone screen, lay hands on it, speak over your check. Say things like, and if anybody is having a negative faith that would cause things not to go my way, I rebuke that. I release the power of the true God against it. People will mess your money up, cause like stuff like this, right? They enemies. So they'll be like, man, he seemed like he can't get over the top. I rebuke that. You don't speak over my life, you enemy, you. Don't let enemies say nothing to you. If they not with you, they not with you. If they not with you, they not with you. This includes family members. This includes people you grew up with. This includes your neighbors. This includes your coworkers. This includes everybody. You got to understand how this works. This is one of the devil's greatest tools. And I'm giving it to y'all for free. Y'all don't even hit the cash app. Y'all don't even send super thank. That's why I don't give y'all everything. I'm gonna give y'all this, but I don't give y'all the whole shebang because y'all, some of y'all just don't show y'all appreciation. But I'm gonna give you this because this will make your life better. Understanding how this enemy thing works. So on the piano, you have 2 chords. One of them is going to be a chord, which is going to be harmonious with the chords around it. The other one is going to be discord, where if you hit that chord at the same time as the other chord on the other side, it's not going to be a harmonic sound. Dealing with enemies works the same way. You talk about, I'm just going to work it out. You don't understand how enemies work. You can't make somebody do right by you. If they not doing right by you, you need to separate from them. Oh, I'm just going to work it out. Like Corey. How can you work it out with somebody that said they graduated from you? With somebody that was liking the posts of people that were insulting you? This is why, now watch this. How is it that the Most High allowed Solomon to have 700 wives, 300 concubines, but said in the book of Hebrews through the writer of Hebrews, whoremongers and adulterers God will judge? I'm going to tell you why. Because the Most High is about covenant. He about agreement. Like, this is why the scripture says, he that is not with me is against me. He that gathereth not with me scatters abroad. This is why he said that. This is why he said, not everybody that say, Master, Master shall inherit the kingdom. The Most High ain't gonna let his enemies in. Now watch this. Even though some of the people that's in heaven right now did some of the same things that people that's in hell did. Because it boils down to who's with him, who ain't. That's why he searched the hearts. That's why he tests the minds. Because he looking to see who's his enemies, who his allies, who can be his sons and daughters, who he just got to get rid of. See? That's why I say you got to understand how this works. I ain't working out nothing with nobody that's against me. Like earlier, for instance, right? Now check this out. Check this out. We have these 2 panels that you can FaceTime, stuff like that. You can see your relative, your friends, your loved one, right? Now, we do phoneless. People don't like phoneless. They want to just, well, you need to let us govern our own phones, right? Now check this out. Check this out. I'm finna show y'all something. I'm finna show you why you can't let people manipulate you why you gotta understand what I'm talking about in this. Do it phoneless. I do it phoneless. They don't like the phoneless, but I let them govern themselves on the 2 panels. They start arguing over the 2 panels and try to blame me. You see that, right? So what they wanted to do, they was allowed to do it on the panels. Wasn't good enough for them. Still arguing, trying to blame me because they can't get it together. That's how people is. That's how people is. One guy, I'm going out of my way I put my signature on some paperwork. He just goes all the way to the left. After he did that, I was done with him, because that's how I am. If I look out for you and you act two-faced, you already know I don't like that two-faced stuff. And you can't hide it, because I can sense it. I was done with him. Wasn't doing nothing extra for dude, because when I'm trying to help you, you want to do this. So okay, my help for you is done. I'm doing what I have to do, and that's it. That's how I am. I'm done playing. I do not play all these games that these people try to play. You don't have no special place with them. Nobody does. So if I'm looking out for you and you turning against me, you just better recognize that I'm not going to look out for you no more. That's one of the things where when I was done with her. Done. All these years of doing all this stuff, and the favor is returned with negativity. I was done. And I spent many years trying to reconcile, trying to make things work. But I saw you can't make things work with a woman who wants attention, who's curious, who's overly critical. When they have that trauma, you can't fix their trauma. They have to fix their trauma. When a woman goes through trauma, it ain't nothing you could do. If you try, you're gonna be disappointed. Only they can fix it. And if they don't, it won't get fixed. That's why it's good to be single as a man. It's not good to be married no more, because you can't fix these people. These people are broke. They're broken. Half of them is blaming God for everything. Some of them is mad at God for the things that happen. Some of them don't understand the things that happen. You can't fix these people. You can only fix yourself. And if you're not willing to fix yourself, let's say you're a drug addict. You don't, listen, man. Some of y'all be trying to fix everybody. You can't fix nobody. These ain't them type of people. This is 2024. And anybody that brings you down from where you want to be is an enemy. Anybody that's supposed to be helping you, supposed to be working with you as a team, that's not, that's your enemy. Sometimes you might have to quit a job. A lot of people quit this job. One guy told me, nothing is good enough. That's why he quit. I said, why you quitting, man? He said, because nothing's good enough. I'm just tired of it. Tired of being here. That's what he said. And then his buddy quit after him. Both of them was really cool guys. He went back to his old job. You gotta know who the enemies are. Don't you ever in your life side against me with somebody that can't prove me wrong. Because I'm gonna look at you as an enemy. And y'all who will watch this is how you need to be thinking. You taking somebody's side against me and I'm right, or even if you don't know if I'm right, you can't prove me wrong, and you trying to agree with somebody else, I'm gonna look at you different. I don't believe in going out of my way to help nobody that I don't want to help. And I definitely not finna do it for no enemy. Now check this out. So, on Facebook, y'all know how Facebook work. Sometimes you'll put people on there just because y'all grew up in the same neighborhood. I tried to put two people that was always my enemies on my page. One of them, he was just trying to be cool when I got my growth spurt, and he already knew from that last fight we had that I would have knocked him out. But when we got older and stuff, I tried to add him. I think he sent me a friend request. Yeah, I think he sent me a friend request. I noticed from the jump, like everything I was saying, he was trying to correct me and disagree with. So I'm looking at his responses. I'm like, man, what the hell is this? You trying to disagree with me, but you don't even make sense. So finally the thing happened with George Floyd. He started getting disrespectful, so I got on his heels. And I took him off my page. The other dude, same thing. Like, people, a lot of time your enemies, another thing I hate when people try to go to your enemies trying to find out about you. They're gonna try to tell them, they're gonna try to minimize everything about you. You the weakest person, you the brokest person, you this. And y'all notice how people always try to go to these people, trying to get information about you. Why don't you get, if you want information about me, why don't you get information from somebody that can give you accurate information? That ain't how people move though. That ain't how they shake. So once I see that a person is an enemy, that a person is two-faced, I'm done with him. Done. I'm an intellectual. If I see that you don't have strong intellectual capabilities, I'm going to watch how I deal with you. I'm going to watch what I say to you. That's just how I am. I learned this. This the wise way to be. A lot of people, though, is keeping their enemies around. Remember that movie, Sleeping with the Enemy? I remember a guy that I used to be friends with in college. He ain't no friend no more either. The enemy. If you unfriend me on Facebook, especially over some bogus bunk stuff, you in the enemy category now. But anyway, this guy, keep in mind, a lot of people wanted to beat him up, but they didn't because they knew I had his back. A lot of people didn't like him, but they liked me, so they dealt with him. My roommate jumped on him, and I pulled him off my roommate, or I pulled my roommate off. And this dude unfriends me on Facebook. Just like another guy that I was friends with, I literally saved his life. Like I was on some goony stuff in the 90s, y'all. I wasn't the person I am today. I wasn't Prophet Howard. So, a guy that I used to consider as a friend, he running around trying to fight another dude over his kid's mother. So he comes against me. Now, I jumped in the fight because he was losing. But I ain't gonna put all the details out what happened. But let's just say I had everybody out there in check. If he would have went over there by himself, them dudes would have jumped him. Me and him went over there. I said, there you go right there. Said, this is going to be a one-on-one fight. And I still jumped in it. So, he unfriends me on Facebook because he married somebody from the opposite race. And he misconstrued, or she did, somebody did, something that I said. The moment he unfriended me, I looked at him different. Like if I saw him today, I don't got no ill will towards him, but it's nothing. Oh, what up, man? How you been? I'm gonna keep going. Y'all be putting people in y'all business as enemies. Your enemy shouldn't even know how much money you got, especially in your wallet. Y'all tell these people everything. And another thing, anything that a person ain't gonna tell you, you shouldn't be telling them. You shouldn't be telling them. You can't trust no enemy. Enemies lie. They're gonna lie to you. They lie. Anybody that's lying to you is your enemy. Y'all didn't think it was that deep, huh? The person lying to you or lied to you, that's your enemy. Especially in a relationship. If you catch her up in lies dealing with other guys, you can't trust her. No more, ever again. Even if it's something that was said, you can't trust her. This is why relationships are so bad, because people are trying to have relationships with people that are their enemies. People that turned to betray them, turned against them a long time ago. If they not forgiving you, that's your enemy. That's your enemy. especially if it's something trivial and petty. That ain't no ally, that ain't no loved one, that ain't no friend. That's an enemy. Women that get with your guys or have gotten with your guys, that's an enemy. Break up with them. If your girl mess with any of your guys, end that friendship and break up with her. Both of them should be out of your way. Even if you got to move to another state and not talk to either one of them again. You got kids, I would still try to limit it. I was still trying to limit it. I remember I used to be like, because when we moved to Texas, that didn't really work out. It was doing better towards the end, but it didn't really work out. I was supposed to move to Arizona before I moved to Texas, but I was looking at stuff that I shouldn't have been looking at. And I got cold feet and I moved to Texas. Texas didn't work out. And even recently, somebody hired me and then rescinded the job offer. I took that as a sign. Like, maybe I shouldn't go back to Texas. I would have went back. But when that happened, I said, nah, So they like, I ain't moving to Arizona. Listen, if you a man and you got your mind made up on a move and your household is against the move, leave them where they at and you go. We got to stop thinking we owe people stuff. We don't owe people anything. If I'm the leader and you not following me, you on your own. I can't have somebody back. It don't even make sense. See, I'm telling y'all, I understand how this works. Discord, that's like people that try to make their kids go to church. They're going to mess up the whole church. Here's what you do. You stand on them with everything in your house. If they don't go to church, you trying to get them to understand the Bible and stuff, tell them they got to get up and go somewhere else every time you at church. Make them leave the house. Don't let them sleep. Don't let them eat your food. Make them leave that house. And when they grow up, if they still acting like that, man, you don't owe them nothing. Move. Let them fend for themselves. This is the difference between people from other countries and people that's from the United States. People that's from the United States, they think that their previous relationship with you or their acquaintance with you qualifies them on everything, and it doesn't. You can be brother and sister and be enemies. It happens. Brother and sister, they acting two-faced. Y'all go to a funeral. They sitting across the room, half talking to you, but then they'll try to talk to you when ain't nobody around. Man, don't even talk to them. Talk to them. Do them how they tried to do you. If you want to talk to them, talk to them. If you don't, don't. But don't let people do you like that. They're trying to distance themselves from you because you might not. This is how people do the broker people in their family too. Because you might not have the best clothes or the best car. When you come around, the people who think they all that, trying to distance themselves from you. Here's what you do. Strive and grind. Strive and grind. Pass them up. And then don't deal with them. They try to call you, they try to deal with you then, don't deal with them. Or have deal with them. You say when the Bible say love your enemy. I'm going to show you how that's out of context. If this was the way to go, then why is there a hell? Why is there a lake of fire coming? The Most High ain't going to ask me to do nothing that he don't do, right? Okay. Whosoever was not found written in the book of life, which is like a RSVP, it's a VIP list, was casted to the lake of fire? And you trying to tell me to love my enemies? I need more scripture on that. I need you to find me a couple more scriptures. Love your neighbor as yourself? Okay. I could do that. But here's the thing. If I'm doing wrong by you, I don't care what you think. I don't need you to love me. So, you doing wrong by me, they say love your neighbor as yourself. I don't expect nobody that I'm against to do anything. So I'm already fulfilling that. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. I hold myself accountable. Rights and wrongs. So I'm going to hold my neighbor accountable. I get mad at myself for dumb things that I've done. Y'all don't know how this works, man. That's why some of y'all been in the church for 20 years. You ain't got not one single miracle. Because you are trying to link up with people that's against you. They be at their dinner table talking down on you. You think they like you and they don't. They're in competition with you. And y'all go to churches like this and then y'all wonder, that's why Pastor Dowd got exposed. The Most High exposed him because he had practically all of us fooled. With all of that going on, he know he ain't supposed to be messing with nobody's freaking wife. Did that stop him? No, it didn't. Shout out to Ringo for exposing him. And Pastor Rufus. And all the other people. He the reason people learned about polygyny. Some people. And he goes and does that. You gotta know when somebody your enemy, man. Why you think it says it's better for a man to dwell on the corner of a roof than in the house with a contentious woman? Because they know that the contentious woman is your enemy. They not there to do that. They not there to nag you. They not there to argue with you. That is not the purpose of marriage. And that's not a wife's purpose. When they do that, they invite witchcraft into your house. I already been explaining this to y'all. I've been explaining this to y'all. Anyway, I'm gonna revisit this subject because y'all gotta learn this. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in for more videos.